let's talk about Reef to Reef mountain bike stage race. Both Shamiz and I had never done anything like this, a pairs mountain biking stage race. Initially I was coming to Cairns to do the half Ironman, and then we thought, hey, why not do this as well? We both knew of Cape Epic in South Africa, and we thought one day it would be awesome to go along to this, so we had to give it a go, give something a go like it. And here we are, it's complete now. I've got the shirt on. It was fun, great fun. Let's start at the beginning. Smithfield was a short stage, only 15 or so K long, but plenty of climbing, and it was intense. It was something that I haven't ridden the mountain bike real hard for well over an hour. There's times that you go riding and you ride a section quite hard, but doing it for a long period of time is something else. And the climbing is my strength. Shamiz is better on the descents because he's about 20 kilos lighter than I am, and that's fine. So he catches me there and I can climb quicker, and that's what happened. Up the main climb I went a little bit quicker, but you do have to stay quite close together. I think it's about 2 or 3 minutes, so you can't just rush ahead. And it worked well because I was able to go up and over the climb, and then he could catch me on the descent. And speaking of the descent, I could have crashed twice. There was 2 moments where I thought, uh-oh, this is not good, I'm going down quick, and I saved it somehow both times. I was quite impressed with myself. That is part of the thrill of mountain biking, the adrenaline, the excitement, the danger. Yeah, for sure there's danger. That is the joy though. That's where it comes from, I think, when you know that you're cutting it very close to trees and other obstacles, and in many cases you've got a bit of a drop down to whatever it is that's below you on the trail, and you have to maintain being on there. It's very exciting, it's thrilling, it's really cool. Towards the end of the stage we had this quite technical part, mostly flat, but just lots of turning and lots of on and off the power and all that, and there was some sections which are quite tough to ride. There was one little bit that was too steep for us to ride, even with our 50 tooth cassette sitting was too much, so we jumped off, and we talked to some other people and they also jumped off. So it's nice when you talk with other people that are quite experienced riders that also had to, just to see what's what. So that stage went well. Like I said, it was quite short, but it was intense, and I felt quite sapped after, which was strange because I've obviously done some very long endurance things, but that's the thing, it was shorter and very intense. It requires a lot of focus, a lot of energy. On to stage 2, that was Davies Creek, a different location, a bit of a journey from where we were staying, but that was fine, we made it in on time. And the terrain was quite different. It was a lot more loose gravel, a lot more focus as well, with the front end potentially washing out, and that almost happened many times. Going around a corner, you could feel the front end moving, and saved it so many times. I was very happy with my ability and how it was going. Especially after stage 1 too, I felt like I had gone up many levels in my bike handling skills, and that's what mountain biking does. That's why many of the best road riders initially started with mountain biking, and it's a really great thing. Carrying on from the stage 2 thing, it was longer, it was 40 plus Ks long, and plenty of decent climbs as well. Very steep climbs, some a little bit longer, quite hard to ride up it. Again, like with me being stronger on the ups, I could help push him a little bit sometimes to get him over the climbs, and then he could carry on, and that's the way it worked. You stick together as a team, and it was cool. No big issues with that. There was a section probably about 35k plus in this nice flowy section with some jumps, not huge jumps, but just enough to get a little bit of air, and it feels so damn good. I had a great time there. There's some awesome photos that I've just seen. The photos actually just got released yesterday. I've only seen the tiny little thumbnail sized ones, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they look on the laptop, and I will be sharing them of course very shortly. At about 38k mark he was almost bonking, so the pace slowed down. Helped with what I could in order to get him going and with motivation and stuff like that. But we finished strong, went good. We were still a similar place to where we were at stage 1, which was 6th or 7th out of about 13th in the open males. So mid-pack, but hey, we didn't have too many or any expectations on how it was going to go in terms of results. That was fun. We had melons after. It was very enjoyable. jumped in the car and headed back, getting ready for the next day. Stage 3 was Mount Malloy. We had an even longer journey to get to the start line in the morning. From there it was supposed to be a quite fast flowy stage, less single track and that kind of thing. More gravel road and more kind of flowy, or just more basic terrain is a better way to put it. It was supposed to be the longest stage as well, 58, 59k, and we ended up in, well, it started well, it went really well until the people in the front of our pack, the blue group, the second group, somebody made a mistake and took the wrong turn. They followed some signs that they weren't meant to, and then we all followed because, well, we didn't see the signs either, and it was a mistake on our part. So we ended up off course. We ended up, I wouldn't say getting lost, but also not far from it, on a trail that was almost unrideable. There were some sections, many sections, that we had to hike, get off the bike, and you just couldn't ride up it. It was more of a ultra marathon trail, and that's what the signs were for. Someone else had come through and put in some other pink ribbons instead of us looking at the yellow signs, and that's where that was our downfall for the day. So it ended up not being counted. It got neutralized the stage, which is unfortunate. It's sad for the people that did get it right because their results didn't get counted, but it was a significant mistake on many of the riders. There was 60 plus, I think somebody even said 80 of them, 80 riders got it wrong, so not ideal at all. A bummer, really. And there was points where we kind of all congregated as a group and people were starting to talk about conserving water and stuff because there's no reception and we didn't know where we were and we didn't know when the next road was coming up, so it kind of got quite serious quite quick, which is a shame. But then we did make it out onto a road, and then from there was an indication that we could ride back to the finish, which was about 30 odd k on the road. Not ideal at all. Tis what it is though. We rode back to the finish, took a while. We notified them that we were safe and okay, and then we thought and contemplated not even potentially coming to stage 4 because of just, well, the dramas continued. Unfortunately, our car ended up breaking down on the side of the road on the way home from hanging out with friends, which was about a 50-minute journey from home. So then we somehow found some accommodation, got some dinner, had a nice dinner at a vegan restaurant, which was cool, and then bumped into some other competitors. They asked how our day was. We told them. They were kind of like, oh, that's not good, blah blah blah, what a crap day, because some of them had a pretty average day too. Many people crashed because that trail was very unrideable. There was lots of vines. There was what they call this wait a while vine, which has thorns on it, and they call it wait a while because you have to pull the thorns out and it takes a while. Strange name for a plant, but it makes sense. And I fell once. I hurt my ribs. My ribs are still sore. I've got a hearty bruise on my leg, which I'll show you at the end of this video. And Shamiz crashed 4 times, nothing major, luckily, and a bunch of other people crashed as well. So not good. Not the best day had by many. But anyway, after seeing the people at dinner, we thought, we can't not show, because we obviously had vegan all across our custom kit. Our custom kits were awesome, by the way. So we made it to the start line. We got up super early after staying at a backpackers, left our bikes at a friend's, so we had to wake up, walk to the friend's place, which is about 5k away, then ride the bikes back to the start line, hop on the bus, take the bus up to the top, and then finish the ride by riding back to where we started. Make sense? Hopefully. Stage 4 then, on to stage 4, finishing it off. Stage 4 was really good. Similar kind of section to the start of stage 3. Luckily we didn't get lost this time. Then there was some good climbing, nothing too crazy, which is cool. Again, Shamiz was, not as quick, but that's alright. I'm not saying this in a bad way, it's just stating it for me watching this video back one day and remembering what we did and what we didn't do. On towards the middle of the section, towards the bump track, there was some nice, really awesome flowy sections. Again, similar to stage 2 in that flowy, with some jumps, some nice corners, all real grippy through hard packed dirt. It felt awesome. It was lovely riding it. That's where some of the photos were taken as well. Had a great time through there. Towards the bump track, this infamous bump track that everyone was going on about, and The pump track is scary, it's very steep. A lot of people were descending like maniacs, and he was obviously way down before me, and because I didn't have a dropper seat post, I was sitting a lot higher on the seat, and it's definitely not ideal going down there because it was very steep, very rocky, a lot of sections where if you don't maintain your braking, you're going to get so much speed up that you're going to crash. Very rocky surface, like it would have been ugly if you crashed. Luckily I didn't, I got down it safe. I'm very, very happy with my riding and proud of myself that I didn't stack it. I took my time, wasn't super slow, but it also wasn't quick either, and that was alright. The people that, about 3 of them passed me on the way down, but then because I'm stronger on the flats and the uphills, I was able to pass them again, but they were in the individual thing, so it didn't really matter. It was just kind of more fun and more for whatever, really. It was nice to just go past people again though. And then on towards the, oh actually before I say that, there was another very steep downhill before we got to the bum track that it was very steep to ride, and Shamiz actually said, did you ride that? Because he was quite impressed that I rode it, because I'm not the best on the descents. I'm not terrible, but yeah, I rode it and I had to just let the brakes go and hold on, because it was just like, you can't, it's so like rutted and sketch, but somehow got down it in one piece, and that was really cool. There's moments that you ride the mountain bike and you're like, whew, got through it. If you have ridden mountain bikes, you'll know exactly what I mean. Back to the end part of stage 4, which was down past the bump track, on the flats, onto some of the gravel sections, and towards the beach. 4 Mile Beach is a famous beach in Port Douglas. Turned onto the beach. Beach was loose sand, almost dropped it but didn't. It's a real challenging thing riding on loose sand. It was good though, it's nice to test the abilities and see how you're going. It went good, got onto the hard pack stuff down by the water. Got a little bit of footage also, which you would have seen in the vlog if you wanted to, or on the Insta reel. That was real nice. The sun was beaming down, the palm trees, great outlook. Made it to the finish, rode together strong into the finish, and finished it off strong. Had a real good time. I will put the Strava stages in now. You can check them out if you want, they'll be in the description. I'll put all 4 of them there, and you can see the various other rides that we did on the mountain bikes if you want. The bikes performed fantastically, we didn't have any punctures the whole time, awesome. No other bike issues, which was really cool. Love it when you just get to go and do your thing and not have to think about other dramas. No other bike mechanicals is what I should say, it's a better way to put it. If you do have any questions about the event or our experience, then please post a question, and I think I will leave it there. Overall, I had a really fantastic time. There was many sections that just, I will remember for as long as I can, and thoroughly enjoyed it, as I do most times on the mountain bike when it goes great. Last photo is us at the finish line, representing Team Vegan. It's a big part of the reason why we do these activities, is to show that we can thrive as vegans, not lacking in protein, and able to go and do awesome endurance activities.